Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Happy Friday. Friday for another 11 minutes. Happy Saturday Eve, I guess. Welcome to a impromptu Friday Night Express. I was not able to stream today because I was doing other stuff, getting ready for Black Friday, getting ready for Christmas, dealing with rain, water damage because it's rained here. We got about one more hour of rain according to the weather report, which will officially put us into Saturday, which means the entire fucking week it rained here in Las Vegas. And like I posted on one of my social medias today, I wish there was somebody I could punch and choke to make the rain stop, but there is no one. So this is going to be a quickie. We don't have a Brad. He's got dojo stuff going on early in the morning. And I got stuff going on, not as early as he does, but early enough to where I'm gonna need enough rest to enact all the things I got. I got a wrestling pay-per-view I got to watch tomorrow, Full Gear with AEW. I just got a lot of commercial stuff to get done, a lot of ads and stuff, a lot of emails, mass emails to get ready to send out. So this is a lot of just the retail reality this time of year. So yeah, this is going to be a short one. It's going to be a short one. Yeah, I got done too late. To jump on there. I just got done what I was doing at around 11, and he's about to wrap it up. So I popped in for a little bit. I was backstage, but usually if you don't get there, I mean, he's about to wrap up the show. So yeah. Why is it when a new studio head comes in, they always scrap the previous regime stuff, especially when David Ellison, the head of Paramount, Scott Anson moving forward with the last run in? A lot of it is ego, and it wasn't their idea. It wasn't their idea. They want to move forward with their ideas and their visions. And yeah, I saw the last run, and listen, man, I'm not happy about that. If we do a Saturday night show tomorrow, I'll go into why I'm not happy about that. Listen, we've had 30 years of fluff. 30 years of the kid shit, 30 years of the mass appeal of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's not like we haven't had that stuff. That stuff wasn't aimed towards me. That stuff was aimed towards kids. When you read the original stuff that came out, in my opinion, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wasn't made for the type of kids that they're making movies and cartoons for now. It was adopted. The whole inspiration came from what was happening in Frank Miller's Daredevil, which was not for kids, at least not for the type of kid that they seem to think is out there. And I think my biggest problem with this is that they think that kids can't take anything, or the parents of these kids think those kids can't absorb any of this stuff, so they neuter it, and then we get things like Go Ninja Go, and Vanilla Ice. So I know people enjoyed that. They had fun with it, and Secret of the Ooze and all that cringe-worthy shit. If you grew up with that and you love it, great. But now we have a story in The Last Ronin that gets back to it, in my opinion, just my opinion, what Eastman and Laird meant for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be before the whole commercial aspect of it, in my opinion, derailed it. And not only are we not getting that, I'm hearing that they want to go in the direction of Sonic the Hedgehog, which made me not only choke on what I was eating, but almost threw up anything else I had in my stomach. Now, if you like Sonic the Hedgehog films, that's great. Go watch them. I can't believe that you're putting Sonic the Hedgehog in the same sentence as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's totally different things. Totally different things. So it sounds like Paramount is going in the Flintstones vitamin direction with Teenage Mutant Turtles, and I'm just not around for that. I'll just pass on that. I was, the Last Ronin is, in my opinion, the best story that they've told in the last 30 some odd years. Unfortunately, here's the thing: when it comes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just like the same thing when it comes to Batman the animated series, you have an entire generation that didn't even know what a comic book was before they saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on a cartoon. So we have that generation that they're trying to please. We're not looking at a guy like me who actually read it and experienced it as it came out. They're going for the people who saw it on a platform that severely carved off a lot of what the IP was. So when you hear Skydance say we want to Sonicify it, that's what they're doing. They are neutering it so that it can be digestible for kids and families, and that's great. Kids and families need entertainment. What you don't need to do is distort things that aren't for kids into things that are, and then now here we are with this. So I was looking forward to it, but I'm just going to go on the same path that I was going on before they announced The Last Ronin, which was not watching any of the live action stuff that they do. It's just not for me. So it's disappointing, but hey. I've ignored each and every one of them, and I will continue to ignore them. It doesn't mean anything to me. I gave my review of Superman 2025. I let people know ad nauseum what I felt about it, how I felt about it, where I think it stacks up in Superman movies. I even had a list. I enjoyed it. I had fun promoting it, but under no circumstances for me, for what I require out of the Man of Steel, is it better than the Man of Steel? It's just not. It's a different movie with a different mission, a different focus, and it just happens to not line up with the focuses that I enjoy when I watched Man of Steel in 2013. And just like I no longer give a shit about the box office either. Like I said last night or the night before when I was on, Superman 2025 could have put in $35 billion, and my answer to the question would still be the same when you ask me which one I prefer. So none of those polls that means anything to me. None of that stuff really means anything to me. So I ignored them, and I will probably continue to do so. Yeah, I'm done. Like I said, I thought The Last Ronin would have been a cool way to accent all the stuff that you've done. The stuff I liked or didn't like would have been a cool way to wrap up all that and tell a good story. I'm not. First of all, you're rebooting this fucking franchise again, and two, I really wasn't a big fan of the stuff that you are starting over with, and now it's not going to get any better for me because listen, oh, wow, what's that all over my shirt there? That sucks. I'm not a big fan of Sonic. I mean, I played the video game when I was a kid, but I don't really, I don't really get into those movies. Those movies aren't for me. There's somebody out there that loves them, and that's fine. But when you use that as your barometer of what you're going to do with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm out. You guys have fun with it. Yeah, I want to. And to me, when you say more mature, if you go back and read the early late '80s stuff, the early stuff from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle going into the '90s, it wasn't. You didn't have to make it more mature; it already was. They sanitized it for kids, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, and I understand when Ethan and Laird sold out because it was big money, and they wanted to, they deserved to get paid. But at the same time, once you took Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in that direction of widespread appeal. When you take something that wasn't designed for widespread appeal like that and make it so, you sacrifice something. You sacrifice something, and it's not yeah. Yeah, was not a fan of that cartoon. I hated that cartoon. I hated the opening of that cartoon. I hated the look of that cartoon. Um, it was it was the '90s. I think it was late early 90s. That's what the '90s did to things. It turned things that were meant for a different type of teenager at that time and put diapers on it. That's what they did. So yeah, not a fan. Ooh, like I said, I don't have really much going on. My mind has been fried with the weather because if you're a guy in my industry, the rain is not your friend. Fucks up at any level you can imagine. Rain fucks me. So my mind has not been there. That's why I haven't been streaming as much lately because even when I'm not there, I'm thinking about buckets and shit and what kind of ruin that each day can bring me. So. Hmm. Yeah, I was of the right age when Transformers was first starting. 83, 84. The cartoon came almost immediately when the toys came out because the whole purpose of the cartoon was to sell the toys. So yeah, I was there for the first two seasons, and then I went on to watch them butcher half the toy line and then transform into movie. And I was a fan for another couple of years, and then I kind of lost steam of it after Transformers the movie. The things weren't the same when it came to Transformers on that level. Um, they just pissed off so much of their audience with the way they handled things, the way who they killed off, how they killed them off. They did things in that cartoon that were not consistent with when you watch Japanese anime in the early '80s. I mean, they like Macross, all those kinds of things. Those things were consistently killing off characters. Those things were consistently of a certain tone. Transformers was not, and they gave you a different tone in the 1986 movie than they did, and it almost took down GI Joe because they were planning on making even poorer decisions with GI Joe. Duke was supposed to die in GI Joe, the 1987, 1988 movie. GI Joe, Duke was supposed to die. So Printer throws a snake at him. He throws a snake at Lieutenant Hawk, which is his half brother, played by Don Johnson, ironically. And he straightens up a snake and he throws it like a harpoon. And Duke jumps in his way and blocks it. And he's supposed to die there and then. That was the original plan. And then his brother was supposed to like mature and take over. After the blowback that happened on Optimus Prime, they said, "No, we can't do this because you had people boycotting, and it was going to kill Hasbro's main line." It still did. I don't think GI Joe or Transformers ever truly recovered toy wise from the movie because there was really bad decision making there. So let's see. I've been working on a commercial here. Or the opening to my news commercial. I have two. Right, here's my Christmas one. My Christmas info. So you guys be the first to see it. Look at that. No sound yet. There you go. Santa Geek riding his sleigh. That'll be the intro to the commercials right there. I think it's hilarious. And then I have another one. And this will be just the non-Christmas one. So they'll both have different music and stuff to them. So some kind of Jingle Bells type of thing. And here's just a normal one that we'll use year round. Here you go. My big head flying to your screen. So that's what I've been working on. So yeah, this is gonna be a look. It's a quick screen. We got about about 13 more minutes left of it, and then I'm gonna watch a little bit of the American Revolution documentary. If you guys have not been watching that, it's on PBS for free. It's great. It's by Ken Burns. Anything that Ken Burns does, I'm gonna be a fan of. So, but yeah, I didn't know. I'm not quite sure about streaming tomorrow. Like I said, I have 2 days to really put balls to the walls, nose to the grind, and get all the merchandise ready for the store. So that might it's 50-50 whether we'll have an overnight live show. And I'm still up in the air about keeping that show because I we may consolidate that into a late Sunday night show. Especially once the studio here finally gets done. The rain fucked that up too, by the way. So yeah, it's coming together. Have I ever watched The Real Murders of Elm Street? Not only have I watched that and was I very familiar with that case took place in my hometown of San Bernardino. And I know where that is. I know exactly where those people were killed. The Vietnamese family that was killed there, I know exactly where that is. When you're watching that documentary and they're doing those overhead shots, I recognize that stuff, dude. I know exactly where they were. I didn't live too far away from where they were. So yes, I watched that. Good old San Bernardino doing us proud. All right. Anybody else got anything for me during this last maybe 11 minutes or so? I pretty much thought this was going to be a quiet one because you guys weren't expecting it. I just kind of pulled it out of my ass, and there's nothing big that was going on today. I mean, we'll talk more if we do a Saturday night show. We'll talk more about some of the. He's asking if I saw the real Elm Street murders documentary, and that those crimes took place in San Bernardino, on Elm Street in San Bernardino. Which is kind of creepy. Like I said, San Bernardino just keeps popping up in the news for all the wrong reasons. But that's where I went to high school. That's where I went to elementary school, junior high. I left out of that's where I lived before I came to Vegas. I have not. No, really. Look, Google it, Forth. Yep, 909, doing us proud. The Endless Empire. You know what? I miss San Bernardino. I miss Southern California. I miss the greater LA area, because if you live in San Bernardino, you're 45 minutes away from LA. I mean, when you turn on your TV in San Bernardino, there's no San Bernardino TV. It's LA. I miss Los Angeles. I really do. Even when I go down for Comic-Con, even though I'm not in LA, I'm in Southern California. It just feels like home. Even though I've been here a long, long time, it doesn't feel the same as being when when I visit and when I go to California. Yeah, I think it's a Netflix documentary. No, it's a Discovery documentary. It's on Discovery. I watched it. Yeah, San Bernardino County. All right, so yeah, the only and Landers is getting delayed till late summer apparently, which is complete. That ain't the end of the world. I'm just very disappointed. I don't know how much I want to talk Lanterns, to be honest with you, if that's the case, because you're talking about 8 months from now. If you're talking about, it sounds like we're talking about August. So I don't know. I mean, I'm obsessed with Damon Lindelof's work, so I'll be on board. But it's not the atmosphere. Something that far away. It's like I'm gonna have to do it with Superman. I mean, well, not as much because I just got tired of the conversation when it came to Superman. But a lot of my buzz is taken away right now. I'm gonna have to relight that flame. Comes next some shit. I just we're in December. Basically, we're in December now, pretty much. So we got 9 months, dude. I don't agree with that strategy. I don't agree with going complete blank for everything until then. What are we talking about till then? We don't have anything to talk about till then. So. I do not spell. I know how to spell sci-fi, and that's not it. Is that a rumor or is that true? Because he's been like up for everything. Everything, the Power Grow, everything. Nah, I don't think I could deal with you as a co-host. I can barely deal with Kung Fu Brad. Yeah, I already give you the weather report. If I'm angry, it's raining. There's your weather report. Yeah, which totally just deflates me. So we're not even going to have a lot to talk about. And I'm, I am a momentum person when it comes to these franchise. I am somebody who, if I'm selling you something somewhere, I want to be selling you something everywhere, and I want to keep the momentum going. I want to keep the conversation going, because as you get that conversation going and you keep it going, you're building a culture. You're giving you and your IP the benefit of the doubt because of the familiarity with the consistent conversation. Superman came out in July. Peacemaker was done in August, September. So yeah. If he could still physically do roles, he shouldn't retire. I'm never an advocate of somebody stopping doing it if it's something they love, even if you get old. A lot of dude, if it's what you love, it's keeping you alive. Yeah, keep doing it until you drop. All right, guys, we're about to wrap it up. Take your shot. What do you want to talk about for these last couple minutes? Last 6 minutes. Back is killing me. What am I going to be doing tomorrow? Just getting ready. If you guys follow me on Instagram, it's just going to be a lot of posts, a lot of links to the site. Totally reconfiguring the website. Realigning the shipping. Certain things will have free shipping. I can show them again. Well, I'll show them this one. There you go. That's just a normal one. This is the one that we'll be using year round. And then there's this one that is just, this is the more festive one. I'll add music later on tonight, though. There you go. See? Ho, ho, ho. See if I can find some metal Christmas music. Okie dokie. Think that's a good place to wrap it up. Please like, subscribe, share. YouTube is being weird. A lot of my fellow YouTubers are watching their views careen for no good reason. YouTube has done something to the algorithm or something to where if you're live streaming, they don't give you the benefit of the doubt and they don't push your stuff. And I've noticed a lot of people who are like way bigger and better than me. I've noticed we've been talking, and some of them are they're noticing that it's a significant difference. So, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and hey, you may or may not see me tomorrow night. Depends on how much I get done with the story, and if there's something worth talking about. That makes me happy. Talking about the last Ronin not happening does not make me happy. So, talking about Lanterns being delayed almost a year away, that doesn't make me happy. But who knows? Maybe I'll be, when I'm around the store, I'll be inspired to pull together a Saturday night show. So, all right, guys, take care of each other. Like, subscribe, hit the alert bell, all that stuff. And at the very latest, if you don't see me Saturday, you know what's happening at 10:30 on Sunday night. Welcome to Dairy. That should be episode 5. That show's disgusting, but it's brilliant. See you guys later.